Happy New Year and welcome to Shareability Uganda e-learning. I'm teacher Norah Namugwere, taking you through the programming foundations with Scratch. Today is our fourth lesson. We are going to look at data input, variables, and operators in Scratch. My telephone number is 070 11 38 719. Email us at elearning@shareability.net. Data input in Scratch. Data input, this is the raw facts and figures entered into a computer program for processing. Now, like here, when you enter this, like what is your name, what is your age, you can change it to the way you want it. Then it sends this response, the answer. Data can be in several forms such as letters, numbers, mouse clicks, etc. The ask code block under the sensing category, this one, the ask, under the sensing category can be used to input text into the program. The answer is then stored. The answer is then stored. Variables in Scratch. Variables, it's like a data container, it contains data, it stores it. So now here is variables in Scratch or any programming language are used to store data inside a computer memory. Variables are like containers that are used to store data or information. So now here, this one here, you make your variable. Then this block sets a variable to a specific value. Then this block changes a variable by 1. Then it shows a variable on the screen, like if you want your variable to be seen on the screen. Then this one hides the variable from the screen. Operators. An operator is a symbol that tells the computer to perform a certain action on data. It can be calculations with numbers. It can also compare variables and values and work with the strings or texts. Now this one, the upper one, when you've opened the operators, this is the type of operators include the types of operators include algorithmic operators, that is where addition, subtraction, multiplication and division lies. Then comparison operators, that's where greater than, less than, equals, that's where it lies. Then logical operator, that's where and, or, not. Then the string operators, this is where we find the joins and the length. This is the code we are going to use. Let us go through the code we are going to use. This is the codes we are going to use. We are going to hide the data. We are going to hide variables name. We are going to hide the variable total, hide the variable average. Then we are going to ask your name. Then we set name to answer, whereby you have to put in the answer. we set the, we ask what is your English mark, then we set the English mark to answer. Then we are going to ask what is your SST mark, and we set the SST to answer, the SST mark to answer. Then we are going to ask what is your mathematics, your MTC mark, and set it to answer. We're going to ask what is your science mark and set it to answer. Then we are going to ask what's your science mark, and we are going to set it to answer. Then we are going to set science mark to answer. Then we are going to set the total to, in there we are going to apply the joins. We are going to join, we are going to apply the operators, we're going to add to get the total. Then we are also going to use the operators here in the average. For us to get the average, we are going to divide. Then we are going to show the variables. We are going to show the variables so that they can display on the screen. Okay. Let us now go and practice Scratch. Okay. I usually tell you that whenever we open Scratch, we find a card by default. But now today, we are not going to use the card. We are going to use we are going to pick another sprite. I want to select a laptop. When you see a laptop, you can even click on it before me. That's what I'm looking at. Choosing. I'm looking for a laptop. A laptop, it's down. I'm looking for a laptop. I'm about to reach it. It's here. I've got my sprite, so I'm going to delete the card. Then I'm going to drag and drop this sprite down. Then I'm going to add its size. Then it has increased. Then I'm going to choose a backdrop. I want a chalkboard. Now, yeah. So we are going to write programs for the. We are going to go here in the codes and events. We are going to drag and drop the flag. Then we are going to go here in sensing. Then we are going to ask what's your name. Then after asking your name, we are going to go here into variables. Then we are going to make a variable. We are going to make a variable name. We're going to make a variable name. Then okay. Now after making the variable name, we are going to set the variable to answer. Then you are going to go here and set the variable to answer. Then we are going to make another variable called we're going to make a variable called the total. We are going to make a variable called the, let us make a variable called English first, then we can, because we are going to use it. Then we are going to ask, what is your English mark? What is your English mark? Then we are going to go here in operators, and we are going to set the English mark to answer. After setting the English mark to answer, then we are going to again go here, and we are going to ask what is your math mark? We are going to ask you what is your MTC mark. Then after asking me the MTC mark, we go here into variables, then we are going to first make a variable called MTC. Then after making the variable, we come here and we set the variable. Now we come here and set the MTC mark. We set to answer. Go back here into setting, and we set it to answer. Then after asking for the MTC mark, we are going to ask for the science mark. Ask what's your science mark. Then after that we set the science mark. We set the science. Then we are going, let us first make a variable here. Make a variable called science. Okay. Then we are going to set the variable science to answer I hope everyone is following and watching. So now the next thing we are going to do is to ask what's your SST marker. What's your SST mark? What's your SST mark? Then we go here and make a variable SST. Then we say okay. After that, we come here and set the SST mark. We set the SST mark to answer. Now after setting the SST mark, we have to make a variable called total. We're going to make a variable called total. Total is going to help us to add all our marks. So we are going to come here and set a variable total, variable total 2. We are going to set a variable total. We are going to first get these joins. We are going to go here into operators. Then we are going to get this addition. We're going to get the addition and get another one because we need the 4 of them. We are adding. I need one more, then I can. So then we go here back to variables. Then we say we drag and drop this English variable plus math plus science plus SST. Now after that, we need to go and also make a variable called average. Now after making that variable, we are going to set variable 2. We are going to go here into operators. Then we are going to divide the total by 4. We are going to go back here into variables and drag and drop total. Just drag and drop total. We are taking the total here. We are taking the total. Going to put the total here. Okay. We have succeeded. Okay, now we are dividing the total by 4. Now after there, we are going to first hide the name. Yeah, we are going to hide the variable called name. Then we are going to hide the variable total. Then we are going to hide the variable average. Now after hiding, we have to show them down here. We are going to show variable name. Then we are going to show variable average. This one has to show total first. Show total then show variable average. Okay, now we are done with the I'm trying to push our codes a little up that everyone can see. Now after this, we have finished writing the code. So I want to arrange this. I want to hide this. I want to put here this, the name here, name. Then the total here. Then the average. Then the average. Then here we can put the English mark up here. Then the MTC mark there. The stance mark there. Then the SST mark there. I wanted to put them in the line. So now after that, I'm from running the program. So now after running, it asks you, what's your name? Now after asking me my name, I say Norah, because I'm teacher Norah. Norah. Then I say enter. What's your English mark? My English mark is 80. Enter. What's your MTC mark? My MTC mark is 90. Enter. What's your science mark? My science mark is 80. What's your SST mark? My SST mark is 95. Then I think we should go on the full screen. Right here. Seeing the full screen. Enter. Enter. So now after that enter, it shows us everything, but we need to go and correct our program because the name does not come, so we need to make sure that it comes back. The name also displays it. Then we are going to go here into set. Here we only set the variable, but we did not choose the variable name. Okay, let me hope everyone can debug this. So now here after I'll put a name. Then when we run our program again, when we run it again and it asks what's your name, I'm going to say Norah. Norah. Enter. What's your mark? I'm going to put 90. Enter. What's your MTC mark? 90. Enter. What's your science mark? That's 80. Enter. What's your SST mark? SST. We put 85. Enter. You see? Now after debugging, we have got everything okay. We have set the variable name correctly and even total correctly, so that they have given us the answer. For us to get the average, we have divided the total. We have divided the total of our 4 subjects. We have divided the 4 subjects by total. Okay. You can keep on practicing keep on practicing. Thank you. Thank you. Check out the Scratch YouTube playlist at youtube.com at Shareability. So you go to YouTube, then you check us at Shareability below for all lessons, for all the playlists of Scratch. God bless you. That's my telephone number. That's our email. But don't forget to subscribe to Shareability e-learning.